Welcome everybody to part 18 of the Lord of the Rings The Third Age walkthrough. We're now going to talk to a few soldiers.
Halt! By order of the king!
We seek to pass.
I must find my family.
I obey my orders, lady. None shall pass without permission.
Come, let us gather Rohan's riders. That shall make our case.
So the soldiers won't let us through to Rohan before we collect or find the rest of the riders, Emir's men, out here in the wild. So that is exactly what we have to do. That is pretty much the bridge. So we need to go and find the rest of those riders so that we can enter into Rohan. That is exactly what we have to do. And we have another battle. This is a battle against 3 wild men. And I'm just going to say this, you can probably see that this video is very long. This video is almost very close to 40 minutes. This is actually the longest video I have ever done on my channel. It is really long. But I do have time to do this video now, so that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. It is very long though, so I have water here to drink, and I also have some food for me to eat. The food is actually croissant, because I love croissant. I really love it. You know, the French food, the croissant. I really love them. They are so good. So I have them here, and I also have water so that I can survive doing the commentary for this video. Because as I said, this video is super long. Longest video I have ever done. So we're going to see and try and see if we can kill this last Vardman. Morven did not do it, so we have to attack him again. Hopefully Idril can kill him with loud water, but I don't think so. No, she didn't. So Beardor has got to kill this Vardman with his Citadel Rage. Just like that. And the battle is now won. That is very great. Indeed. So I am actually I actually have like a break from school right now. I have like 2 hours away from school, so I am back in the apartment and I'm doing this video right now while I've got a break, and then after I've done with this video I'm going to go back to school. Yeah. So yeah, this I'm doing the commentary for this during school time, during the school hours, I guess, just to have a little break. You can see all of these buildings around here, they are on fire, the small houses that the people live in. That is sad, and because of that we are going to take revenge, and we're going to defeat and kill these 3 wildmen. At least I think they are called wildmen. I think so, at least. They are attacking too much. And we've got actually very little health, so I have to do some gift of Galadriel or something. Or we're doing an aura. Yeah, we're doing an aura of the Valar on Idril. Aura. I don't know if you guys have heard that song. Aura. Love it. It fits the move as well. The aura of Valar. And he missed with an Ecthelion Wrath. That is awful. Thankfully, the Waldman missed as well, so Berthor didn't die. And that is good. Good Morven, she killed that Waldman. And she died, of course. Morven always dies. I don't know why, she always dies. It's very typical. She always does that. Because she has quite little health actually, so that is why she dies all the time. It's very typical when it comes to Morven. She always dies. Don't die again. She's close to dying again, and now she's going to die. She died. Of course she died. It's very typical, as I said. Very, very typical. So both of them are dead, so I have to use 2 elf medicines to bring them back. We don't have an item that can bring back 2 characters at the same time, so what we have to do, I think there is an item like that a bit later on in the game though. I might be wrong, but I think there is. So what we have to do is we have to use 2 elf medicines to bring back both Morven and Berthor. So that is what we're doing right now. Like so. Berthor is back, and now he's going to apparently attack. He's now going to bring back Morven, it seems. That is quite rude. Just letting her lie there. Dead. It's not fun to be dead. Something that I find is very typical. Each time I put an aura on a character that has very little health, the character doesn't die. Like, no one is able to hit the character. It's very typical when I have the aura on. And Jay just died, so yeah, that is good. But when I don't have the aura on, they always hit. So I don't know if you guys understood that. I don't know. Hopefully you did. But that happens to me all the time, at least. So Morven is now going to kill this Wildman and be done with the battle. There, he is dead. So we are done. I'm going to take a sip of water. Oh, the water isn't cold like I like it. And mostly like just, I really love really cold water, like ice cold. It's super good. At least like after a day like this, when I've been really stressed out and been working a lot. I just had a workout a bit previously. I just had it, so I'm tired. So there are some riders close to the Fangone Forest. If you don't know what that is, that was where we were at the start of the area of the episode. Right here you can probably remember it. You can see that there's a few riders there with their horses standing facing the water. I don't know what they're looking at. They're looking at the view. It's a good view though. So we're going to go over to them and talk to them and tell them to go to Helm's Deep and join Aemir. There we go, riders near whatever it said. I didn't really catch that.
Thanks to you, we warned all the riders we could. Our force must now gather for war. A great battle comes, and we shall sweep the Uruks from our land. Regroup your force, then drive on towards the Snowbourne Bridge. Good luck!
An epic scene from Middle-earth.
I must tell you now of the role that Ents will play in the war to come. In their innocence, they have lived in Middle-earth through many ages, sometimes in hostility, oft-times in peace. In their arrogance, the Uruk-hai think themselves an unstoppable force who none can master. Saruman's pride will cause his fall. When his army spills from Orthanc, it will be lightly defended. Watch at dawn of a day most desperate, for then their might will be revealed.
Yeah, so we have now found all of the riders. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to go back to the bridge. I think the bridge is called the Snowbourne Bridge. I might be wrong, of course, as I often am. But I think it's called the Snowbourne Bridge, so we're going to go over there. Water. So we're just going to go to the right. We are back here at the village. I really like this village actually. I think yeah, I actually would have liked to live here. It's very beautiful. Not as beautiful as my actual hometown in real life. I live in a very beautiful place. I know it's very it sounds a bit stupid to talk about your own like hometown and city, like it's the most beautiful place on earth, but it actually is one of the most beautiful places on earth, according to many sources. I'm not still going to tell you where I live though, but it's very beautiful. It's here in Norway. It's gorgeous. It's very, very beautiful, and I'm very happy that I live there. I just loved growing up here. So we have, you can see that the gate onto the bridge is now open, so we can go through it. But first we're going to do some stats and equip the newest equipment, and then we're going to save the game. I'm just going to take a small bite of my croissant. It's hard to talk when you have food in your mouth though, so I just have to swallow. Let's see if we have some equipment. No, I think I'm just going to give the... No, don't give any of the characters health. That is not needed, because you get full health and action points when they save the game, and I'm just saving the game right now, so that wasn't needed at all. But I just did it, who cares? Doesn't really matter too much. Rohan Bridge to Edoras. We are actually 38% done with the game, and we're going to go all the way to 100%, but I don't call this a 100% walkthrough because I'm not really showing evil mode. At least I haven't showed it yet. The evil mode, that is. So we are now at the bridge, and the bridge is filled with battles. I'm just going to say that right now. As you can see now, there are orcs coming up on the bridge, from under the bridge. There's going to be like 3 battles on this bridge. And you can see the length of this video, the rest of the video is only going to be on this bridge. So yeah, there's 3 battles on the bridge, and all of the battles take a long time. At least they do for me. So, but yeah, I'm including everything in this video. I actually could have split this video into 2 parts, but I didn't really want to, because I just thought I'd keep everything in one video, because I felt that it was a good place to end at the end of this video. So I just decided to keep everything in this video, even though the video is very long. But I don't think you guys have too much against long videos, at least I think so. But if you do have anything against super long videos like these, and over 20 minutes and 30 minutes and like that, then just tell me in the comments bar, and I'll try to change that a little bit. If you watch this walkthrough, that is. If you don't watch this walkthrough, then it's not really needed. But at least tell me if you are watching this walkthrough, do you like long videos, shorter videos, what? I like comments, I really love comments. I don't get too much comments though, but I really love comments, because then you can kind of interact with the audience watching, and I like that. And you can talk about things, discuss things. I really like that part of making videos on YouTube. I really do. It's quite fun. It's one of the most fun parts of doing these videos. And there's another orc coming up, and I'm going to take some more croissant. And no surprise, Morven died. So Morven is dead, and Berthor has very little health. So we're going to give Berthor some health now. I was about to say that he has full health until someone attacked him and took away some of his health. Don't like that, don't attack us. We have to bring Morven back to life, I think. But Idro has quite little health as well, and we have to try and keep her alive. We might do an aura on Idro though. Yeah, do an aura of the Valar on our good friend Idro. I'm telling you guys, these croissants are so good. They are really so good. I'm sorry, I don't really talk too much when I'm eating. Of course I don't. So I'm sorry if that annoys you or something like that. I'm going to try and eat the most when it's cutscenes in this video, but it's a very long battle, so I have to eat something in between it because I love eating, so I'm just going to eat. Simple as that. And yeah, you're just going to have to live with that, I guess. So you have 2 more orcs to defeat, and I bet there's going to be more orcs coming up on the bridge from under the bridge when we have killed these orcs. I bet it's very annoying when they do that sort of thing. You like kill an enemy, talk about killing, and Morven is dead again. So you have to bring him back. I hope Morven learns a new attack soon, because we need a stronger attack. I think so. We need a stronger attack. And she has something called the Thiefcraft as well. Basically, she can use her Thiefcraft to steal something from an enemy. For example, equipment. But you don't get too good equipment from enemies like these. Wow, we just learned a new attack from Morven when I was just talking about it. We learned Rage of the Maiden, so that is better. But yeah, talk about Thiefcraft. The Thiefcraft isn't really good to use against enemies like these, just small enemies, because you don't really get to interesting things. But, for example, boss battles, if you use the Thiefcraft in boss battles, you can get some good items. I'm going to try and use her Thiefcraft in some boss battles. If I don't die, that is. Hopefully I don't die when I try to use the Thiefcraft. But I'm going to try and use it when we're in boss battles, because we can get some cool items. And also, if you're looking for some items, you can go into evil mode and do evil mode, because you get really good equipment when you have done evil mode. So that is just a heads up. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do evil mode. Maybe I'll do like some videos or one video at the end of the whole walkthrough when I do evil mode, but then it doesn't really matter, because then I won't use the equipment that I get. But you know, we'll see what I do. Oh no, Morven doesn't have any. She has very little action points. So we're just going to have to do a normal attack. But that's fine. Let's try and kill this orc now, because I'm getting tired of him. So we're doing Gift of Collateral on Idril. Can't this orc just die now? He's being really stubborn. He's really annoying to just keep killing and fighting against. Now he's dead, that is great. I'm going to reward myself with a sip of water. And Morven leveled up, and that, believe me, is needed. And we just got a new chest plate for Idril. That is amazing, and an epic scene. Time for me to eat.
Saruman counts on the slowness of the Ents to anger. He plans to cut this forest quickly. His orcs tear out the trees to feed his madness. The Iron their own death warrant. But when the Ent sees the fate of their kind, their rage shall know no bounds.
That is really sad when they chop down all of the trees. I really do think that's sad. And one thing that was very interesting, like if you know some facts about J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, The Silmarillion, you know, everything Lord of the Rings things, you know that he was against, for example, the Industrial Revolution and things like that, chopping down trees and making
My family would
roads
have
and
fled
stuff like
this
that.
way. They did not strike for Edoras. They must risk more dangerous White Mountain paths.
How can we find them in the midst of this?
I suggest you locate one of their maps. Since you now prize the cause of these people over the elves, because of one pretty face.
Ooh, things are heating up. Yeah, there's a lot of drama between Berthor, Idril, and Morven. We'll see more of that drama a bit later on in the walkthrough, so I would suggest keep watching the walkthrough because there are many interesting things happening. So we're going to try out the Rage of the Maiden. So we're just now into the second battle, the second out of 3 battles. So I'm going to keep talking a little bit about J.R.R. Tolkien because he was against destroying nature and, you know, building roads and, you know, machines and all of those. I know what I'm going to say, but I don't really know the words in English. Yeah, machines and just chopping down the nature and destroying the nature and destroying it like that and just killing it, just so we can build more buildings and destroy our planet and stuff like that. So I have to say that I do really agree with him. If you do watch some J.R.R. Tolkien documentaries, you will find that out, because he was very against that, because he could see the city going up the hills. By that I mean that they chopped down the trees so that the trees just went higher up. There were less trees and the city just kept growing up. So yeah, he was against that, and I am too. Because I love nature, I really do love it. I love to walk around in nature, and I think it's sad when you chop it down just so you can make some, you know, just destroy it and replace it with something else, like machines and roads, and we don't need all of that, you know. Nature is very important. I love nature, and I always will, and I always will be against destroying like that. For example, I just saw a poster today, and it was like a poster talking about you should sign up to one of the parties in politics, one of the politic parties here in Norway, and they were for building more roads. And no, I'm against that, because I don't think we need more roads. We really don't. We actually have too many roads. And I think it's stupid when you, for example, chop down an entire forest just so you can build a huge what is it called? Like a railway station or something through there, and you just chop down the forest just so you can make it. It's very stupid, and I don't like it at all. And I think that is one of the sad things about our world, and there's many sad things about our world. Sorry about that. And also our generation. Don't get me wrong, I love staying in. I love using technology, for example, the computer, the TV, video games. I ain't doing video game videos on YouTube for no reason. I do like them, but I do think it's sad that we don't really. A lot of people have become really unsociable now. We're just social on social media, and I think that it's quite ironic, because social media isn't that social. It's kind of the anti-social. So I think that's sad, because I love going out on the town with friends and just maybe watch a movie with them and stuff like that. I don't really want to sit by myself all the time, just while others don't do anything will they just sit alone as well and we don't do anything together? I think that is really sad. And I do wish people were more social together now. I have a lot of friends that like don't want to go out and they just want to sit in, and I really do hate that. I love going out and being together with friends. I love that. And I love being in nature. I always go jogging outside in the nature here in Norway. I love that because it just makes me feel free. I feel like I can think, breathe, everything. And yes, I know I'm talking about things that many of you don't really care about, but it's things that I feel like are important. So I'm going to talk about it. It's my channel. I decide what I'm going to talk about. Click the exit button if you want. So yeah, I think that is sad. I really do think so. So we're going to equip some equipment. We're going to take some croissant. Sorry, I was just trying to swallow. We're now in the third and last battle, and unfortunately this battle is the longest one. This is the battle that takes a long time. As you can see, we have Urukais down here, and there will be orcs joining them on the ground, and there's also 2 ranged orcs up on the building shooting us with their arrows, and I don't like that at all. We're just going to switch out Berthor with, or we're soon going to switch out Berthor, or Morven. Actually, we're going to switch out Morven a bit later on with Elgost, so we can shoot the ranged orcs. Yesterday, actually, I had a test, English, and we were, you know, it's not an exam, it's something else in Norway. It's called a tentamen. And it's not an exam, but it's quite similar. So we're just writing like an essay or something, and the task was to write about a cause that deserves as much attention or more attention than the climate change. So I did exactly that. I think the climate change is very important. Indeed, I really do think so. But I chose to write about 2 other subjects that I feel like deserves as much attention or more attention. And I chose equal rights, for example, gay rights for the LGBT community, and I also wrote about people feeling unloved and they're depressed and, you know, lonely. I wrote about that. And I really like that because I just poured out my thoughts about it, and it was like going to the psychiatrist. Actually, it really was. And I really enjoy that. And I love tasks like that because you can really just write about things that you believe in and not things that you're just told to write about. I love things like that. So that is exactly what I did. And yeah, if you think about it, gay rights is... I know there's a lot of attention for gay rights, but it really deserves more. Because it's ridiculous that there are still countries and states in the world that still do not support gays and gay marriage, for example, but there's so many more important things than just marriage. Being accepted is much more important than getting married. So I wrote about that, and I wrote about all of the awful videos that we have from Russia of gay people being attacked, abducted, getting urinated on, getting raped and murdered. I have seen some of those videos. I've also seen videos of gays being burned to death, and it is awful. I've seen that. And the worst thing about it is not the face of the victim, it's the face of the person who's doing it. because you can see he's proud and he's, or it can be a female, of course, and the person is really enjoying it, and it's awful, and they really are the scum of the earth. And Russia is one of those countries. I'm not saying that Russia is like the only homophobic country in the world, as of course it's not. There's many countries that are homophobic, but Russia is one of the worst ones. For example, Putin. I honestly hope someone shoots him. I know that sounds a bit extreme to say that I hope someone shoots him, but of course he can be a nice person, but he's a very homophobic person, and I don't, at least doesn't deserve to be. He doesn't deserve the role that he has in Russia. And I don't hate Russia or something like that. I know that not all Russians are homophobic, but many are. And it's wrong. It's very wrong. I don't know, many of you guys feel the same thing. You feel very passionate about these things, and yeah, I think that's good. And I do think that the biggest disease, this is actually a quote from Princess Diana, I think that the biggest disease the world suffers from is the disease of people feeling unloved. I really do think so. Because people who have had depression and stuff like that, you know that it is as bad as cancer and other diseases like that. I know many of you that you haven't had a depression. You might not look at depression as bad as cancer, but it really is. Don't talk about it before you have experienced it. It is awful. I'm not going to shy away from the thing that I have had it. I have had it, and I often do have it. Anxiety as well, loneliness, had it all, and I know that it's awful. And it is the biggest disease of the world. I hope you people are not like annoyed at me for talking about this, but I really feel passionate about it. So I feel like when you have a platform, I know I don't have that big of a platform. I don't have many viewers and stuff like that, but I do have some. So I do have some kind of a platform. So when you do have a platform and you do have an opportunity to talk about something and people listen, it is important and it is your duty to talk about the important things and things that matter. For example, on equality and other things like that. So it is my duty to talk about it, and that is exactly why I'm talking about it. I don't care if many of you disagree, because you're allowed to have an opinion. It's just that you have the wrong opinion. Easy like pie. These croissants are amazing. So Elghost just came back to life. So I don't really have to talk about the game when it's like a long battle like this. I will of course talk about the game if there is something happening and something that I have to explain, or if we're doing something different. But when we're only fighting like this for a long time, we've fought for a long time now, I don't really have to talk about the battle. I don't have to talk about that at all. So we just learned power of the Valar for Idril. And what the power of the Valar is, it is exactly like the elf medicine. It works exactly the same way. It brings people back to life. And all of my characters died, thankfully. Idril has the power of the Valar, and I think she's going to use it now. The power of the Valar, she's using it on Berthor. to bring Bertha back to life. Actually, I often call the power of Valar the Jesus move, because you rise from the dead. And no, don't worry guys, I'm not going to start talking about religion. Don't want to talk about that. I'm not really. I'm not going to say what I believe in. I'm not going to say that because I don't really think it's needed. I don't like discussions and conversation and arguments about religion, because everyone has the right to believe in the religion they want to, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. That is why you can't believe in two people of the same gender not being together. Yeah. Actually, I came over a disturbing fact. I mentioned a disturbing fact in the test while I was writing it. Do you guys know that 50% of transgender people commit suicide? 50% of people who are transgendered commit suicide. That is a huge number. It's huge. 50% of them. Half of them. It's a huge number. It is awful. So yeah, we have an epic scene, so enjoy the epic scene. Watching Rohan.
The war in these lands begins. Saruman scouts with his Kreben while he devises his plans. His Uruk-hai scouts now swarm through Rohan, cutting roads and assaulting villages. His main army marshals as an unstoppable force, bound for the heart of Rohan. For Edoras, where we now hasten, cannot be defended against such a horde. If they choose not to face Saruman in the open field, they will retreat to their ancient fortresses. I do not have time now to give you the aid you require, but all shall become clear in time.
It sure will. Let's see what we have to do now. We're going to do some stats, it seems. And I think we're going to equip some equipment and stuff like that. So we just have a small cutscene left in this video, so I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I won't end it right now, I'll do it after the cutscene. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video and my rambling hasn't been too annoying. So yeah, come by for the next part, and we will go to Edoras. In the next part, we will go to Edoras, and that will be a good part. So we're just going to go over here and meet up with someone.
You must cross over and reach Snowbourne. It defends the approach to Edoras. I expect Grima to have betrayed it by now. I must gather more men. Mithrandir will soon summon us to battle. Farewell, Gondorian.
Every hour the future of Rohan grows darker. Already those villages that lie near Isengard have been put to the sword. The villagers across the plains fight bravely, seeking to save what they can. Their horses and their future are all that matter to them. All are swept from this land like leaves before the wind. They make their sacrifice, my friend. Will you?
Come back for the next part. We will go to Edoras. See you then.